If you haven't already gotten into the fall spirit, this baker might get you excited. Jayne Jones, America's no-sugar baker, is here to chat with us about healthy fall baking. So not only all the good pumpkin spice stuff, but healthy versions of it. So Jayne, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
And a lot of us tend to get into baking comfort food when the weather gets cooler. So what kinds of recipes does your cookbook of healthy living and no regrets have?
Well, they're all basically completely sugar-free. So ended up in the emergency room, had no idea I was very sick, got diagnosed with diabetic, and had to figure out a way to get myself back in the kitchen. So you know what? The cookbook has basically over 100 recipes. We have everything from cinnamon rolls to pumpkin pie to pumpkin cheesecake to my absolute favorite recipe is what we're making today. It's the No Sugar Baker Holy Smokes pumpkin bars. It's my favorite recipe completely, and it's sugar-free, but you know what? You don't lose that coziness of smelling your oven cooking during fall time. It's so fantastic.
Okay, yes, and I just made this. So this is the end result that came from my kitchen. I'm sure it does not look nearly as beautiful as yours, but I am proud that I got it to roll up as such. So yeah, you sent us this recipe. How does it work for those at home wanting to get on board?
You know, so it's so super easy. What you're gonna do is your choice between butter or oil. Of course, we want to make sure that if you're using oil, there is a little bit of sugar involved. So I prefer the butter. Along with, here's the secret ingredient. It is the sugar-free breakfast syrup. It gives a little bit of pizzazz. So go ahead and pour that into it. And then, of course, a couple of whole eggs. And then here comes, and apparently this has been a trick to find these days. I've heard all from the blog is pumpkin puree. Go ahead and pour that right into. And then I use a product called Swerve, which is an all-natural root vegetable sweetener, and it's going to call for a little bit more of the brown versus the granular. And that gives it, again, that punchiness of that flavors that we all love, and then a little bit of the Swerve granular, which is very similar to a sugar, but it's all natural sweetener. And hey, it tastes good. Along with, now this is my favorite part, a little bit of vanilla. You can use as much vanilla as you would like. Go ahead and mix that together. And then you're gonna add in, now this gets the fun part. So you can add in your choice of all-purpose flour or an almond flour along with baking soda and cinnamon and pumpkin pie spice. And guess what, friends? Cinnamon is a friend just like pumpkin of the diabetic. It helps to get those glucose levels in check. So go ahead and put that fold it right in. And so you're gonna combine it one more time. Don't need to stir very much. You just want to combine these. Some of these recipes I like is you don't need to haul out your huge mixer for it. So it's easy to do, and it gets that smell and the aromas of fall into your kitchen the healthy way. You're going to bake it at 350 for exactly 50 minutes. I like to put it in the freezer to harden up a little bit before you roll it, or also before you cut it into a pumpkin bar. Frost it, go ahead with whipped cream with a little bit of cream cheese. The recipe's all in the book. You're gonna love it, and you know what? No one's gonna know that it's sugar-free besides you and me.
Well, that's what I'm going to test right now. So I did the pumpkin roll, but it sounded very similar. So we must have got the recipe mixed up. But here was the roll, and we rolled it out, put that cream cheese on. Let's taste it to see if it really is good without sugar. I can't even imagine. Like, seriously. Yeah. Yeah, it actually really is good, really moist, and I can't believe it. That sugar substitute is very similar, like in texture, to like real sugar and stuff. So, I mean, I feel like you really don't even know the difference, especially when you're baking. So, this is really neat.
I haven't had sugar in 2 years. So wow. I'm not the best judge of what it actually tastes like, so I kind of forget now, because basically for me it's a death sentence, right? So I had to figure out a way to get myself back into the kitchen. I lost my eyesight for about 3 weeks when I first was diagnosed. So if there's a choice between the eyesight or sugar, I'm going with the eyesight every single time. But for me, it doesn't, some people talk about sweetener sometimes gives you a headache. It doesn't give me a headache at all. It doesn't have a funky taste to it. It's a great replacement. You're gonna love it. And you know what? If I can do it, you can do it too. I'm medicine-free, insulin-free, and sugar-free.
Well, I'm going to keep eating this. And for you guys at home, the recipes that we tried today and ones like it, you can head on over to nosugarbaker.com.
You got it. Enjoy it. Happy fall, everybody.
After the break, Chris Michaels takes